Today I'm off to Torquay Golf Club to film literally just on my phone. I'm going to show you every single shot from all 18 holes. Playing with one of my friends, Jordan, so you'll see him on and around the camera. And the reason for me returning to Torquay is anyone who knows a little bit about my life will know that I spent sort of over two spells, sort of 15 years at the golf club. So as you can imagine, I've had some good experiences at Torquay, and it's a place that I feel comfortable. Recently, you would have noticed, if you follow me on the England Golf apps or Instagram or any other social media platforms, that I've literally struggled with my handicap and it's been going up. I seem to have stabilised it. I'm currently off 3.7. But I thought if we go back to Torquay, we play a little 18 holes, little vlog, try and get a little bit of confidence back into the game. The vlog will have a little bit of dialogue, yeah, that's the word, isn't it, with me just describing what I'm trying to do and what sort of shot I was seeing, and talk about the execution of the shot and a few little pointers as well. I will do a full vlog at Torquay before the summer's out and just sort of talk through a few of the holes and get somebody on there and play a little match, maybe someone from Torquay. But for this vlog, it's literally just going to play 18 holes, see what we can shoot, see what the game's like, show you what I'm doing right and wrong, and hopefully you enjoy. So without wasting too much time, let's get to Torquay Golf Club and let's get started. So you saw my opening tee shot. I'm left for 143 yards, straight downhill and slightly downwind. Hit a pitching wedge, just slightly left of target. It's stayed where I've hit it. I'm going to cut less out of this video so you can see a bit more of my routine before I hit every single shot. This putt is straight uphill, swinging quite a bit from the right, just slightly pushed it. It's taken the break now, good pace, and should leave me a tap in for a par on the first. Never overly disappointed with a par on the first, and this is just a little tap in down the hill for a par start. Second hole, 171 yards. I've hit a 7-iron, it's slightly downwind. Tried to just fade it in there. It started just left the target and it just bounces to the right and leaves me a little bit short, but sort of 15 foot left for birdie. This putt, I've read it just outside the left and just sort of die into the hole. Happy with a par, but this is a good chance to make a birdie and to get off to a really, really good start. Hit a really good line here and the pace is pretty good as well, and it's ended up in the bottom of the cup to go 1 under through 2. Really pleased with that start. This is the hardest hole on the course, stroke 1. Not a tee shot I particularly like. Tried to hit a fade down the left side and just double crossed it. Pulled it low into the left hand trees. It's hit the tree and bounced back towards the fairway. Hitting a 4-iron into the small gap to leave myself a wedge in. I've actually slipped here and pulled it left into the left hand trees. It's only now that I've realised I'm actually wearing my trainers and forgot to change my golf shoes. Got a little gap here and I've tried to play it low for it. Unfortunately, I've just clipped the end tree, but hit it quite hard and it's bounced back right into the right hand trees. I'm now showing you all why this is the hardest hole on the golf course. Picked up a little 9-iron here, keeping it under the branches, keep it up the left and hopefully it kicks back to the right. It doesn't, it kicks left of the hump and leave me a little chip over a bank. So I'm trying to land the ball into the bank, sort of kill it and sort of dead roll it down the slope towards the pin. Didn't think I could actually land it on the putting surface and actually stop the ball. Very tentative and landed it sort of a good 2-3 foot short of where I was initially aiming to. This is a pretty straightforward chip. A little bit left to right, a little bit downhill. Just hit it a little bit firm. It's taken the break, moved to the right hand side and left me sort of 7-8 foot now. Putt for a 7. So I've read this putt as just outside left edge, but it does need to be hit with a little bit of pace so that it will keep its line. If you don't hit it with pace, then it will drift off to the right hand side. Haven't hit a very good putt here and it's done exactly what I've said. I've missed it to the right and that's a disappointing 8. Fourth hole, we hit 2-iron off the tee just to play for position. Hit down the right side to leave yourself a good angle of attack for your second shot into the green. The hole sort of really funnels in at about the 250 yard mark. Having to hit a slight fade here, just because the overhanging trees on the right sort of protect the right side of the green. You want to be coming in from that area. Hit a decent shot, but just come up a fraction short. Didn't get the kick I was hoping for, so left myself a tricky little chip from sort of 10 yards short of the green. Very quick here, so it's straight downhill once you get on to the putting surface. Want to play it with a bit of loft, but I've not got the confidence at the moment, so I've chosen an 8-iron. Going to keep it on the ground early and just get it running down the hill using the claw grip that you might have seen in the previous video. Hit it a fraction thin, it's kicked forward and run down the slope, leaving myself sort of 20 foot back up. Terrible chip. This is quite a slow putt because I'm putting straight back up the hill. It's going to break a little bit from the right as you look. From my left, needs to be hit. I do quite fancy this putt, and I've been putting reasonably well from distance recently. Hit a good putt, and I expect it to turn now. Just a little bit firm, so it didn't take as much break as I thought. And that's a 5, which is not too bad on this hole, but a little bit disappointing after the previous 8. I'm now unfortunately 4 over par through 4 holes. This is one of the most intimidating tee shots at Torquay. You cannot hit it left, all out of bounds at the left and the greenkeeper's shed. Tried to hit it right off the trees and draw it. It's just not drawn enough. It's caught the edge of the trees and dropped down, but not in a bad place. Hit a little wedge, just clipped the tree on the way through, trying to get up the left and bounce it down. It's landed exactly where I wanted to, bounced onto the front of the green. Didn't quite get up the Mackenzie, but it's still a pretty good effort from where I was. Putting from the bottom tier up to the top tier. I've had the advantage here of seeing Jordan's putt, and it didn't actually break very much, so I've almost gone dead straight at the pin. Just really important to get the pace right. My pace putting so far has been pretty good, so I'm going to try and die this in the hole. I've hit a really good putt here. It's never looked anywhere but the bottom of the cup. And that's a birdie to get myself back to 3 over par through 5 holes, which is making the scorecard look slightly better. Just trying to get the tee shot up the left-hand side. I've pushed it slightly. It's gone to the right, but it's far enough back that I'll be able to hit over the trees towards the green. Another hole that sort of funnels in at about 250, so you want to be far enough back. Hit a really good 9-iron here. Can't miss this left. There's a bunker left, and it also a run off to the right. I've hit it to the left side of the green, a little bit short, because if you go long, then you have no putt whatsoever. This is a putt now from the left-hand side, breaking quite a bit from left to right. Can really sort of go sort of 5-6 foot above the hole, but ideally wouldn't want to leave it up there, so you want to drift it down to the right to leave yourself an uphill putt. Never started it high enough, and it's took the break. Broke way more than I thought it would and left myself sort of 6-7 foot back up the slope. Camera angle's not the best here because this has actually got quite a bit of break on it. Probably 2 cups outside the right edge. I'm feeling quite confident with the putter at the moment. This needs to go in at sort of dead weight. I've hit a good putt here right in the centre of the hole. I'm quite confident with the putter at the moment, which is unusual. This is a 390 yard dog leg to the right, but you need to keep it up the left hand side as you get blocked out by the trees. Hit a little 5-wood, drawn it in off those trees and left myself a decent approach to the green. Hit 9-iron from 152. Hit it easy, didn't want to miss the green or go long. Just pushed it slightly to the right and it's come up a fraction short, but still not a bad shot. So the putting now for his outside chance of a birdie. Need to be at the right hand side as we look from my angle. It's just stayed higher the hole. Should be a relatively easy tap in for a par, and always happy with a par on this hole. It's a pretty straightforward putt, sort of right centre as I look. Just need a decent stroke. Nice stroke in the middle of the hole. It's a decent par on that hole today. So this hole is drivable, but I've decided to hit an iron out to the left and leave myself a wedge on. Hit a really decent strike here and put it into the perfect position to attack the pin. The green is actually over those big trees you can see on the horizon. I'm a fraction closer to the green than I'd want. I've got 79 yards. Played a little lob wedge. Played it really good, and it's spot on the number. It's had a little bit of spin and it stopped nice and tight to the pin, leaving myself a really good opportunity for birdie. I'm feeling pretty confident after the last few putts I've hit. I've read this putt as dead straight. I've put a decent stroke on it. Unfortunately, it's a misread, and I should have actually hit it outside left or left centre. And that's a disappointing par after a really good approach shot. Downhill par 3 here. The wind is left to right. I've hit it out left, trying to cut it and use the wind. Unfortunately, it's gone dead straight and the wind hasn't affected it. It's landed left of the green and left me a difficult chip shot. So this chip shot here, I'm trying to land it short and bounce it down, similar to the third. But I want to be more committed to this shot. I've chosen a 54-degree wedge, and I'm trying to really land it onto that slope, just into that upslope, which I've managed, and it's bounced down nicely, and I'm really pleased with that shot. It's left me a makeable sort of 6-foot putt for par. This putt is uphill. Not a lot of break in it. Just going to hit it sort of right centre with a good pace, and hopefully it will keep its line. I'm really concentrating on making a decent stroke here. This actually wasn't the best stroke, but the pace is good and it's gone dead centre. Happy with a par there. Not a bad front nine despite an 8 on the third. Folded the drivable par 4. It's all downhill, but now you cannot hit it left because there's a lot of rough down the left hand side. I've hit 2-iron and leaked it out right. It's hit into the trees and I'm relying on a good bounce to leave myself an approach. Not too bad. I'm far enough back that I can go through that gap in the trees. You can see very quick once you get it down onto the green. I've tried to land it way short, which I've done towards the bunker. I've let it feed down to the left hand side and left myself a really good opportunity for birdie after a poor drive. This is quite a slow putt. It's up the hill, but it will break from the right. Want to keep it right as well, because if you get it going left, it will break further left and leave an awkward putt for your par. Hit a decent putt on a decent line. It's taken no break whatsoever. Stayed dead straight. Tap in par, which is not too bad off that tee shot, although that is really a good birdie opportunity, that hole. Stroke 2 on a long par 4. Hit 5 with to try and draw it into the slope. Turned it over too much and it's landed left of those trees and bounced into them. Just hoping for a decent line, which I haven't got. I'm right up against the tree stump, so I'm just going to hit it through the gap with a 5-iron, try and get it back into play and leave myself a little wedge onto the green. Played a decent shot, got it back towards the fairway. Not quite made the fairway though. Hitting gap wedge here, trying to land it like 120 and let it bounce down. There's no way of stopping this on the green. Hit it where I wanted to and just relying on a good bounce. Not sure where the ball is. It's actually made its way to the back of the green, but managed to stay onto the top level, which is great. Just trying to 2-putt this. Hit it a bit far and a bit firm, but it's not a bad putt. It's breaking now towards the hole, and it's ran sort of an awkward sort of 3.5 foot past. Again, this is for a bogey, unfortunately. Want to make a good stroke, shouldn't be too much trouble. It's pretty straight, and in it goes for a bogey, which is a little bit disappointing. 12th hole, 160 yard par 3, downwind, hit 9-iron. Slightly pulled it, wind has got it, it's gone a little bit long and left. Missed the bunker, which is good, but rolled off the green. Elected to take a putter, feel more comfortable putting it. It's going to break from my left as we look. It's slightly uphill, it's quite a slow putt and we've got to get it moving through the fringe. Hit a really good putt here, which I'm really pleased with. The pace is pretty good as well. Just come up a fraction short, but should leave myself a relatively easy tap in. This for a par, which will be a good save after the poor tee shot. Decent putt. And now we've got a par 5, which is actually reachable in 2. Hit driver. Trying to get it through that gap, a fraction left. It's fading back, which is good. It's long enough from this forward tee that it's actually caught the fairway and ran down, which should give me a good opportunity to reach the green in 2. Pulled 5 wood out. We've got 246 yards. Keep it up the right. There's water down the left and a bunker. Hit a good shot, expecting a bounce left. It's bounced hard and forward, and it's run towards the back portion of the green. Need a birdie here and not a duck. Members feed the ducks, and they are slightly overly friendly, and this one was coming over for some food. It should know by now that I don't share food. The issue was he stood right on my line where I'm trying to land it, 'cause I'm trying to land it up the left-hand side and sort of let it hop towards the right-hand side. The green very much slopes from left to right, and I've had to go and actually move him. Although he didn't want to get out of the way and he actually comes back. So I've decided to play the shot and it's at his own risk. He's obviously not seen me chip because this could come at him at head height. But I go slightly right of him, a really good shot. It's ran down to the right hand side, left myself below the hole, which is perfect. And a very good birdie opportunity. I've had the advantage of seeing Jordan's putt and it's not broke much. I'm just going to hit it sort of right centre, right edge. Hit a lovely putt and it's gone dead weight into the middle of the hole for a nice birdie to get myself going again. 160 yard par 3, which is into the wind. Terrible strike. Tried to draw it in and left the club face way open and missed the green right, but thankfully it's cleared the bunkers and not made the water. Got difficult chip here across the green. Need to go up to the right, maybe sort of 5 yards above the hole and let it sort of break down. I thought it was going to be quicker than it is, and it sort of got snagged. slowed up and left myself on the side slope, which is not a very good place to be putting from. This putt has got some serious break in it. It needs to be up the right hand side and sort of die to the hole. I don't know if the camera's flattening out, but you should see after I've hit this putt how much break it's actually got. Thought I've hit a good putt. It's missed on the top side, touched the edge of the hole, and it's ran out of view of the camera because it's just caught the slope and rolled like 10 foot past. So after quickly moving the camera into position, we're now faced with a 10-foot putt up the hill, slightly left to right. Got to make sure we hit it with enough pace. We don't want this to come up short, and that's always a issue once you've hit one past. Hit a good putt which has caught the right edge. If there's such a thing as a good bogey, that was it, because I didn't play that hole particularly well. 15th hole is straight up the hill. I've hit driver, tried to keep it down the left side. I pushed it, but it's not too bad. It's just going to catch the right hand rough, which is not a bad angle into this green. This is a 3-tier green as well, and the pin is right on the back. Pulled out 9-iron, kept it under the tree, hit a really good shot, which is onto the back level. Hoping it might actually roll back off the back bank. Unfortunately, it doesn't roll back. Here, Jordan thinks he hits it further than he does, so I've just sent his electric trolley back towards him. Sent it about 40 yards. Unfortunately, like I said, he doesn't hit it as far as he thinks he does. So back to the golf. We're on the back fringe. On the top level, which is good. It's not going to break much, this putt. Just got to get the pace right and hopefully die it towards the hole. If it drops, it's a bonus. About now, I think it's in. And it is. Which is good. Needed that birdie to get myself going. 16th. Just really playing for position, trying to stay short of those bunkers. Those bunkers are 254 yards. Slight pull with a 5-wood. So that's left me 136 yards. I'm trying to hit it about 120 and just bounce it down. It bounces from the right here. It kicks right to left. I've landed it where I wanted to. It's got a massive bounce forward and worked its way to the back of the green, which is going to leave me a really difficult downhill putt. I'm really trying to two-putt this. I'm not really expecting to hole it. Hit it way too hard. It's took the slope and now it's rolling and rolling and rolling, and again I'm out of the shot of the camera. Quick change of the camera. This putt is straight back hill. I've watched the putt go past the hole, so I know it's just slightly right to left. Got to make sure I hit it though. Probably the worst stroke I've hit all day. Left it short of the hole. Tap in and disappointing 5, particularly after I birdied the previous hole. But we do have another birdie opportunity coming up at the 17th, which is drivable today. Hit driver. Just trying to hit it sort of from the right, lose the wind, get it running up the green, hit a really good shot, just short of the mound, didn't quite get up, but it's going to leave myself a relatively easy chip shot. So here I've pulled out an 8-iron again. Should really be chipping this onto the actual putting surface, but I've tried to run it up from the left-hand side. It should break left to right. Decent contact here, played it where I wanted to. It's running now towards the hole. It's getting better all the time and should give me a really good chance of making a birdie. Not much break on this putt, just fractionally from my right, but needed decent pace. It's down the hill, dead centre, and a good birdie to sort of take me to the 18th with half decent score. Pulled out 8-iron, slightly into the wind, 158, hit a really good shot. Wind's just catching it now and pushing it slightly left. Pretty good, pin high and a good opportunity for birdie. Got Barry here watching. I'm a bit unlucky. I've got a little bit of a collar of a slope just where my ball is, so I'm not sure how much this is going to break. Normally it'd be just outside left edge, but I'm not too sure, and I've just sort of, it's not a good putt to be honest. It's taken the break early and always missing to the right. Disappointing birdie putt that, but anyway, it's a par and a decent round. I'm quite happy with that. Could have been better, but then it could have been worse. One disastrous hole was really sort of inflated the score. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the vlog. If you don't subscribe, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps me to grow. And I'll see you very shortly on another episode of Destination Scratch.